U.S. Department of Agriculture reported beef prices are at a record high just 2 weeks into January. The average price for 100 pounds of beef is now $216, up from $200 on December 31st. Marissa Lucero joins us with more. Hi, Marissa.
Well, Larry, this area is the largest cattle feeding region in America and annually markets more than 30% of the nation's fed cattle production. But lately, we're seeing fewer cattle around.
From the feed yard to the checkout line at the grocery store, the record-reaching hike in beef prices is about to take full effect.
We're seeing historically high beef and cattle prices. This is driven very much so by a supply and demand issue. The supply issue being we are dealing with the smallest cattle herd that we've seen since the 1950s.
But according to Donnie Sill, United Supermarkets regional supervisor, the demand is still there. It's the supply at the ranching level that's hurting local markets.
So a lot of the small ranchers have gotten out, have sold their herds off. So the cattle, the feed yards are dwindling. They don't have as much as they normally have.
Sill says prices jumped in the last 30 days for ranchers, but herds have been depleting since the drought started in 2011, and that it's only a matter of time until consumers see it too.
We're getting a 10 to 25% increase on costs. We try to absorb as much of them cost increases as we can. So, but we are going to, you will see some of that passed on to the consumer.
Officials at the Texas Cattle Feeders Association, which represents cattle feeding in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, say meat prices are going to remain relatively high due to the limited amount of cattle, but that there is an upside.
The good news is the 2014/15 corn crop received adequate moisture compared to the previous two drought-stricken years. Where yields was depressed and just lower supplies on that. Now we're having a corn crop the price has come back off the historical highs. The long-range forecast is favorable that maybe next year's crop will be very similar. And with that, we have ample feed stuff and feed costs that are back down.
Analysts say beef prices will stay high for several more years because of the time it takes to bring cattle to market. Larry, back to you.